Okay, Marcos Piano Online is asking, when did you realize your son had talent for music? And what do you intend to do to inspire this next generation?
When did I realize with my son? Probably when he was 3. I would ask him to sing things in the car, songs. And one day I said, hey, Dylan, he's 3 years old. And I said, sing the theme to Star Wars. And he sang it. And I thought, that's in the right key. I said, we had been listening to John Williams soundtracks a week before. Sing the theme to Superman. And he's like, ba, 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 ba. I was like, that's definitely in the right key. That starts on G. And I don't have perfect pitch, but I have really good pitch memory. And then I asked him to sing a couple more songs, and they were, which I knew were all in different keys, and he sang them in exactly the right key. So I turn my car around, I drive back, I come here into the studio, I sit down at the piano, I hit the note B flat. I said, what is that note, Dylan? He said, Star Wars, instantly. Star Wars starts on a big B flat major chord.
Wow.
So then I played the note G, and he says Superman, because that starts on the note G. And then I started playing other notes, and he had names from other songs for them. So he had perfect pitch already. Then I taught him in about 5 minutes. I taught him the names of the 12 notes, and then that was it.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I could just play. I start playing them, and, you know, B flat, G, A, C sharp, F sharp. Oh, how about 2 notes together? No problem. How about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know.
Clusters.
And I call my wife. I was like, Dylan has perfect pitch. She's like, well, don't you? And I said, no. Oh, well, doesn't everybody? No. This is really rare. Oh, okay.
I mean, especially his perfect pitch is very rare.
Yes.
Because there are very different levels of perfect pitch. I don't know if people are aware of this, but you know, there are some people can hear in their own instruments.
Yes.
Okay. You know, you have maybe some tips. Oh, I can hear an open string here if you play the guitar. And some people are very used to the piano. But his perfect pitch is like, I have never seen something like this before.
Yeah.
I remember the video you did with him back in maybe 2015 or so. It was that?
Yeah.
On Facebook. And here in Brazil, that was like everybody was talking about that. Everybody I knew, everybody was coming. Nelson, have you heard that little boy? I said, and then I was totally knocked out. I mean, what?
People don't expect to hear, you know, 8-year-old kid with polychords and things like that. But I mean, it was so easy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There was a question here. I read many questions before here, and I don't know exactly who asked this, but I will ask you because some people asked it. It was a recurrent question. Many people asked this. And how did the ear of your son have developed it? Because I saw some videos of you showing that you put him to listen to some complex music and everything. Could you tell a little bit of this process and how this began?
Yeah. So when my wife was about 5 months pregnant, I was reading in a book that babies can start to hear at 5 months. Their ears are developed and they can hear sound. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make a playlist of music. And I have a friend that's a Turkish improviser named Aydin Essen, who's one of the greatest improvisers I've ever heard. And I made some recordings of Aydin from 1986 to 88 or so that I had, cassettes and things that I had transferred to digital. And I said, I wonder if you play a baby Aydin's music, his improvisations, if it'll sound normal. And it's very polytonal and beautiful, melodic, but incredibly complex. And so I would put together these playlists of his music and play it on my wife's stomach every night for about 30, 45 minutes. And then when Dylan was born, I made up new playlists every month of all different kinds of music. My friend Aydin, but then I did a lot of avant-garde jazz, or, you know, modern jazz, I'd play him Jobim tunes in Portuguese. I would play him, you know, most of the classical music would be Bach or maybe some Beethoven, and then Prokofiev, Stravinsky, a lot of modern classical. But so Bach, maybe a little bit of Chopin, but then I started getting into Debussy and Ravel and things like that. So, but it was, and a lot of jazz, Keith Jarrett, Miles, Coltrane, things like that. And I'd sit with him every morning for probably an hour and a half. I'd dance around and listen to music with him. I'd never said a note to him, Nelson. Never, ever said, this is a C, this is an F sharp, nothing. I just played him music, danced around with him, and McCoy Tyner, whatever. And then when he was 3, like I said, that's when I realized it. So nothing special other than that.
Yeah, I saw one video of you that you said that you had kind of an idea that if you expose him to complex music, then he would be more open to listen this kind of music, because you know, people in general, they kind of avoid to listen to listen complex music. They are more open to basic stuff. And
right.
Then that was one thing, one idea.
Absolutely, yeah. So this complex music, it's interesting. He doesn't like pop music, really. None of my kids do. Like, I play Justin Bieber for my girls. They're not interested in it. It's boring to them.
Oh,
because they heard Alan Holdsworth and wow, you know, and Joe Pass and things like that when they were kids, you know. So, and Keith Jarrett and Chick Corea and Herbie and things like that. So they listen to it and it just sounds boring to them.
Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible.
What you're exposed to, you know. My dad played jazz all the time for me, and my mom listened to classical music. So, but I loved rock music because I grew up with that. So I had it all, and I have 6 other siblings, 5 that are older, and everybody listened to different music. So in our house, everybody had a stereo, everybody's playing different music. So, okay,
so we can say that the perfect pitch development was like an unexpected result of this.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't try to do anything. There was no, you know, oh, Dylan's going to have perfect pitch or anything like that. I just played him music, and I was just curious. To me, it made sense if you play whatever music kids are exposed to. If you hear polychords all the time, when you hear polychords, they sound normal, you know. If you hear, you know, major 9 chords and dominant 13 flat 9s, whatever, that just sound okay. I know what that is.
Yeah,
it becomes the vocabulary that you're used to hearing.
Rhythmically also.
Yes,
if you are exposed to polyrhythms and everything, this becomes natural. Like in African music, they have this all the time, and they just dance and sing. You know, that's here in Brazil, we have lots of this. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I played Dylan a lot of really complex drumming, like Vinnie Colaiuta and Dennis Chambers, a lot of polyrhythms. I would listen to a lot of music like that with a lot of rhythmic complexity as well. So I didn't think about that. We used to watch a lot of just drum solos and stuff, and he was fascinated by it. So especially drum solos. I like things that had a constant rhythm that actually used polyrhythms. So you'd have something like a clave going on that people were playing over with polyrhythms. And I thought, oh, that would develop your brain as well.
Yeah. And also I noticed that this work you did with him, it also developed his mathematics, because he was, you know, I saw you doing some like tests, and he was answering like so fast, and also his ability to speak other languages.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he picked up languages really fast. You know, just anything dealing with his memory. And other than that, I mean, Dylan is a you know, he likes to do what other kids his age do, play video games and stuff like that. And
yeah,
but he has normal kid, yeah,
with lots of talents, but normal kid. And I was thinking here when I start to watch these videos, you're talking about this complex music and everything. I was doing a parallel and say, well, and these people that listen to very basic stuff, like since they are kids, what this can do to their brain, maybe the opposite, maybe.
Yeah. No, I think that's true. I totally agree. I think that's absolutely true. Well, and frankly, Nelson, popular music in Brazil has always been much more complex harmonically than American music, really. I mean, coming from the 60s on, it's, there's no comparison. So
yeah, last week I was talking to Frank Gambale here, and he said, Nelson, I remember the first time I went to Brazil and I saw a concert of Ivan Lins. And I saw all the audience just singing along those very intricate melodies.
Yeah.
I said, wow, this is pop music for them.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.